स्वामिन् नमस्ते नतलोकबन्धो कारुण्यसिन्धो पतितं भवाब्धौ मामुद्धरात्मीयकटाक्षदृष्ट्या ऋज्व्यातिकारुण्य सुधाभिवृष्ट्या स्वामिन्नमस्ते 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 स्वामिन्नमस्ते। यत्कीर्तनं यत्स्मरणं यदीक्षणं यद्वन्दनं यत्श्रवणं यदर्हणं लोकस्य सद्यो विधुनोति कल्मषं तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः। विचक्षणाय चरणोपसादनात् संगं व्युदस्योभयतो अन्तरात्मनः विन्दन्ति हि ब्रह्मगतिं गतक्लमाः तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः। तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः। तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः। जय गुरु, जय गुरु, जय गुरु। So we'll chant together. तव कथामृतं, संजय। तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। विरचिताभयं वृष्णिधुर्यते चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भयात् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिनः श्रीकरग्रहं। विरचिताभयं वृष्णिधुर्यते चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भयात् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिनः श्रीकरग्रहं। तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। अधोक्षजालम्बम्. Chant that. अधोक्षजालम्भमिहाशुभात्मनः
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 शरीरिणः संसृतिचक्रशातनम्
शरीरिणः संसृतिचक्रशातनम्
तद्ब्रह्म निर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधाः
तद्ब्रह्म निर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधाः
ततो भजध्वं हृदये हृदीश्वरम्
ततो भजध्वं हृदये हृदीश्वरम्
अधोक्षजालम्भमिहाशुभात्मनः
अधोक्षजालम्भमिहाशुभात्मनः
शरीरिणः संसृतिचक्रशातनम्
शरीरिणः संसृतिचक्रशातनम्
तद्ब्रह्म निर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधाः
तद्ब्रह्म निर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधाः
ततो भजध्वं हृदये हृदीश्वरम्
ततो भजध्वं हृदये हृदीश्वरम्.
Do you remember the meaning? At least this last one. Tato bhajadhvam hridaye hridishwaram. So, worship that Hridishwara, who is the Lord of our hearts. Where will we worship him? Not in the temple. No, you can do in the temple also. But in your own heart. Hridaye, in your own heart. See him inside your own heart and worship him there. And he is in all places he is there, everywhere he is there. So that is why Prahlada said, Yat sarvatra tadikshanam. You have to see him everywhere. We worship him inside our heart. He is the most dearest, most near. For any other person, we have to go at a distance. This is the own antaratma inside us, absolutely near. So, we were doing yesterday, the highest duty in the human life is to grow devotion for the Supreme Lord. And I was telling you that bhakti, virakti and bhagavat prabodha, that is, we must have bhakti, devotion, and when we have bhakti towards the Lord, then what will happen? Naturally, many other things we will not be interested in. If our interest still remains in most of the worldly things, naturally the devotion and love for God will not increase. So every day actually we have to assess that has my worldliness fallen? Is it becoming less? Is my love for God, to listen about him, to sing about him, to remember him, to be feeling that he is surrounding me, is that increasing? So every day an assessment of oneself is absolutely necessary. And the third is Bhagavat Prabodha. If these two increase, automatically you'll start seeing God everywhere. You will feel him inside, you will feel him everywhere. So that is called the realization of God. Now, bhakti, I was explaining that we all think we are bhaktas, we are devotees, but what kind of a devotee God likes? We generally don't inquire. We feel we are bhaktas, we are devotees. So, the bhakti should be aheituki, unmotivated, unconditional, no self-interest should be there. That is, we do a lot of puja, so God will keep me all right or my family all right. Whatever I wish, God will fulfill that. That is actually, Prahlada says that it is a trade. It is a trait. We are giving you something, so please give me in return. What should be bhakti? without anything. I don't want anything. Even mukti I do not want. I want to be near you. I want to be serving you. I want to just look at you and think about you. That is enough. And always it may not happen. So how will I see you, O God? I'm in the midst of other things. I'm not sitting with a photo or an idol or contemplating in my mind, keeping your picture, or maybe just thinking about Brahman. How will I think about you? Because I have to interact, I have to be active. So, please let me see you in everything. Everything. Wherever I look at, I should feel that you are there. So this is the bhakti that one must have. And what is apratihata? Apratihata is that kind of a bhakti which is not overpowered by any obstacle. When obstacles come, difficulties come, our bhakti diminishes. We start losing faith. So God doesn't listen to me. I'm praying so much, God is not fulfilling my wish. That is not the bhakti. Bhakti is whether God fulfills my wish or not. I cannot but love God. I cannot but be a devotee. That is the quality or characteristics of a devotee. So, say to give an example, Prahlada, how much he was tortured by the father. Father was trying to kill him in many ways. His devotion never reduced. He never became antagonistic to Lord Vishnu. His reliance on Lord Vishnu increased. Similarly should be ours. And it is not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you from Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to apply it in our own day-to-day life. So many things happen. From the time we get up in the morning to the time we go to sleep, so many small and big things happen in our life. Are we able to keep that kind of a feeling? That whatever comes, it's okay, oh God, because it's given by you. That kind of a feeling, you can call it even-mindedness, you can call it samatva, or you can call it in a devotional manner, whatever is God's wish, I accept it. You know, this, that very horrifying train accident which took place, Coromandel Express. So some little clips would come, and I found that one particular news channel is interviewing one person. Obviously he's a person from the nearby village. And this reporter is telling, you are so, glorifying him, saying that आपने तो इतना बड़ा काम कर लिया, आपने कितनों को बचाया. You have saved so many people. Through your hands, so many people have been saved. Because this person must have, as soon as got the news of the accident, went and took out many bodies. And many were just buried under the debris. So he could save many people. So, he was saying, नहीं, ऐसा मत बोलिए. हमने तो कुछ नहीं किया है. ऊपर वाला ने किया है. मेरे हाथों से उन्होंने करवाया है. उनकी मर्जी से कुछ लोग बच गए, कुछ लोग मारे गए. See, I was so impressed. This impacted me so much. He is illiterate. He is not maybe reading not this also. But he must be knowing that this will be shown in the YouTube. So many people will be seeing. He could have been very proud that yes, I have done this. He is saying with so much of humility that I have not done anything. Through my hands, God has saved them. And because it is His wish, He has killed some people and He has saved some people. It is not me. So, a bhakta should be able to say that. A bhakta should never be proud. A bhakta should never feel that I have done it. Mostly what we do when we do something good and which is appreciated, we'll say that I have done it. And whenever something has gone wrong and people are finding fault, then we will try to find out whom we can blame. I'll try to escape and give the blame to somebody else. This is our nature. So, apratihata bhakti, Prahlada had, Kunti had. I'm just giving an example. There are so many examples in these books you will find. What happened to Kunti? You know what Kunti said? Mahabharata war was over. And then Krishna still remained there. The Pancha-Pandavas, Yudhishthira sat on the throne and they were just started ruling the country. Only 10 of them have lived. And so the days were going. Then Krishna one day decided that I'll go back. So he was taking leave of everybody. He went to Kunti and was taking leave. Then Kunti initially sings a stuti for Krishna. I want to sing that for you. I like it very much. That's why I brought this big book. She says, Namasye Purusham Tvadyameshwaram Prakrite Param Alakshyam Sarvabhutanam Antarbahiravastitam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalyapataye Namaha Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalyapataye Namaha. These are called stutis. Did you like to hear? Most of you might not have understood what is being said. So, Kunti is describing Krishna. Describing in what manner? Uttering the characteristics of Krishna, his qualities, and all that Krishna represents, one by one, one by one. And she says, to that Krishna I do namaskar. To that Krishna I do namaskar. No, how will we love God? Only when we start reading about Him, listening about Him, hearing about Him, singing about Him, the characteristics which we don't have. We don't have those qualities. He is great, glorious, magnificent. So when we start hearing about that, we feel that He is something superior to us. Somebody who can give us joy, happiness, fearlessness, and protection, feeling of security. Nobody can give. So Kunti is saying this. I will not go into it. So what I want to tell is this. You know what she said in this stuti? She said, Vipadas santuna shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyat apunar bhavadarshanam vipadas santuna shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyat apunar bhavadarshanam. He said, Jagadguru, hey Jagadguru. Jagadguru means, oh, the teacher of the whole world. It's not only just Guru, Jagadguru. Oh, the teacher of the whole world, let difficulties and perils face us ever and ever, and very, very soon. Will anybody say that? Will we pray for that? That let difficulties come, let obstacles come, let danger come, let adversities come. But she is saying this. Why? You know what she says? Because it is in such situations that we feel the presence of Thee. When we are in difficulty, when we are in fear, at that time only we start calling You and we start feeling You very close to us. We catch hold of Your feet and say, please protect me and save me. So, says that it is in these dangerous situations that we feel the presence of Thee. whose vision bestows freedom to us. So this is what she is praying. And this is such a truth. So, even though we do not pray, what we should have is this Govinda Paridambhitaha feeling. This word, all of you should learn. Govinda Paridambhitaha, embraced by God. Adhoksha Jalambham, embraced by God, embraced by God. And thinking about it, contemplating about it, that embrace should become the supreme in our life. We should only want that. Understand that any kind of embrace is nothing compared to this. The one which gives us fearlessness. So, how to develop this kind of a feeling? That is, all of you will go back to your lives. Some are very hectic lives mostly. Now here you have come for 7 days, and maybe some of you have your own routines. How to develop that kind of a bhakti, which is the bhakti of a true devotee. How to develop that? And in the Navayogis, they are telling in Bhagavatam, Sarva bhuteshu yah pashyet bhagavad bhavamatmanaha bhutani bhagavatyatmanyesha bhagavatottamaha. Who is the greatest devotee? Of all the devotees, who is the best? Who is the best devotee? What does God think about? We may give a certificate that I am a best devotee. Oh, I know so many shlokas. Oh, I can chant the Bhagavad Gita without seeing the book. And I can even chant from bottom to top. So, these are the feathers on my cap. I know so many shlokas. I can chant. So, that is a certificate which others may give, or I myself may give myself. Does God give me any certificate? God is saying, you will be the best, that is first ranker, if sarva bhuteshu yah pashyet bhagavad bhavamatmanaha bhutani bhagavatyatmanyesha bhagavatottamaha. That is 11th Skandha, 2nd chapter, 45th verse, which says, the one who sees Atma in all creatures not only finds himself, his own Atma, he understands that this body, I am not this body or this body-mind complex. I am this self who is changeless, eternal, imperishable, unaffected, undifferentiated. So I am that Atma, and that Atma is in everybody, everything, every creature, same Atma is there, and finds the Supreme Lord, the glory of the Supreme Lord in everybody. Whether he likes somebody or dislikes somebody. Those whom you do not like, you may not be, some people are very difficult to interact with. So it's not that you should think, oh, this is also my Atma, you try to go and interact and get rubbed again and again. And there was a snake, that is also Atma. We will not go and catch hold of a snake or a tiger. So that differentiation should be there. But there should not be any feeling of bitterness, dislike, criticism. The mind should not have that. See, in Bhagavad Gita it says, Yasman no dvijate lokaha, lokan no dvijate jayaha. That is, nobody should be getting irritated by your behavior, and you also should not be irritated or getting affected by others' behavior. So it says that seeing the same Atma in all creatures, seeing the glory of the Supreme Lord in everybody, the soul of all souls, and also sees the creatures, all creatures, grounded in the Lord. That is, the base is the Supreme. Whether you call it Supreme Lord, whether you call it Brahman, whether you call it consciousness, whatever you may like to call it, this is that. So, such a person, he says, Bhagavatottama. He is the best of devotees. Best of devotees. And then, if I can take, tomorrow I will try to take, some more are there. One is that relies on God for everything. Everything. They don't feel that my wealth can help me. You may be having wealth. You feel very secure that you have wealth, you have a people, you have name, fame, etc. So whenever some problem comes, everybody will protect you. These things will protect you. They do not feel like that. Their reliance is only on God. And also, one who has samadrishti, the same thing with the first also. It is seeing the same Atma in everything. That is, everybody is same for him. One who does not become happy or unhappy in any situation. In every situation he finds that it is given by God. So there are some such slokas are there. I have taken only one. So this is one. And when I asked Swamiji, what did he say? I said that I do not know God. I have not seen God. I do not even know how he looks. How will I have love for him? How will he develop love for him? Unless we develop love for him, all of you just think in your own mind, in this whole day, how long are you thinking of yourself or God, your own Atma or spirituality? Most of the time it is something else. Most of the time it is something else. When will we start thinking about the self or Atma or this thing that yes, though I have to deal and behave with others, actually everybody, basically everything is on this self alone. Even that kind of thought doesn't come back to us. Only maybe when we sit with books or we listen, then only it remains. When we go into interaction, all goes away. So what did Swamiji say? Listen about him, read about him, think about him, sing about him. So from Bhagavatam, it says, Shrinvan subhadrani rathangapane janmani karmani chayani loke gitani namani tadarthakani gayan vilajjo vichareda sangaha Shrinvan subhadrani rathangapane. What you are doing now? You are listening. What about whom are you listening? I am talking about God. Or you listen to any other thing, but spiritual. Rathangapanehi, Mahavishnu. Shrinvan subhadrani rathangapanehi. About Sri Hari or Mahavishnu's glories, excellences, sports, deeds. Listen about them. How he took birth. Janmani karmani cha yani loke. And what all he did in this world. I was hearing, I think, who was telling me. See, to develop this bhakti and true bhakti, what we heard just now, what is true bhakti? Ahaituki bhakti, apratihata bhakti. And the bhaktas must have the qualities which God has specified, that these are the qualities of a bhakta. That is, there is an yearning to imbibe those qualities. Okay, let me take a few of them so that it becomes quite concrete. Many of you must be knowing. Still, See, in chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita, Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukhakshami. We chant it. In our ashram also we are chanting from first chapter to 18th chapter, then again first to 18th chapter. How many times we have chanted? But we have to think about this. Adveshta sarvabhutanam. God is saying. Now assess, are we having this feeling that we do not have any kind of hatred towards anybody? We'll find that we dislike many people. Dislike. Even if we do not go and behave or interact with that person, the thought of that person brings a lot of dislike in the mind, hatred in the mind. So that is not becoming of a devotee. We have to remove them. How will we remove? Try to remove. Say that I want to love everybody. I had once told Swamiji, those days I was in the household. I was telling you, then from Kharagpur, we were in Kharagpur, IIT. So from Kharagpur, we used to go to Jamshedpur to meet Swamiji when Swamiji would be visiting Jamshedpur. Told that for 57 years, without break, Swamiji has been going to Jamshedpur. So satsang was going on, informal satsang, not like this, not lecture. Everybody is seated in front of Swamiji and Swamiji is discussing something. So I asked Swamiji, I want to become like you. And Swamiji laughed and laughed and laughed. So then he said, okay, what do you want to become? What qualities of mine? I said, your love and your ananda. How you love everybody. How you love everybody. You embrace everybody. Everybody feels that I am important. Swamiji loves me very much. And your ananda. Whatever you are doing, even if you are sitting quietly, you are spreading ananda. So many of us, I did not tell him all that. These are the feelings that I had. And so I said that 2 sentences, 2 words only. Your love and your ananda. So Swamiji laughed and Swamiji said, okay. Again he said, love the qualities and you will get it. So I felt that wherever a holy person sits, everybody is happy. When we come and sit near him, even when we are coming, we are very near to the gate, we feel so much of peace. We used to go to Baba's abode. It is in West Bengal, a very remote village. Those days, now it has improved a lot. Those days, there was not even a station, From the, it is a rail line which goes towards Assam. So it was a single line. So every now and then in stations, the train will stop till another one will pass. So it used to take a long time, though so much distance is not there. Then the station is a very small station, just one small room where the station master used to sit. He only gives the ticket and all that. You have to jump out of that train. No platform. You have to jump down. And now I feel that how these old people were traveling. Maybe those days old people wouldn't travel so much. So we had to jump down. Those days we were young, so it did not make any difference. But then we have to walk. So walking, there were paddy fields both the sides, 2 kilometers or so. But as soon as we step there, that station, Jamatpur Baharan, as if a peace would dawn inside. So many questions would be there in the mind, all have gone away. And not only that, I used to feel a fragrance always. As we are coming nearer Baba's house, as if there is a fragrance, very beautiful fragrance. So when we come near such a person, we become enlightened, enriched from inside. And all agitation goes away. So, in Yoga Vasishta, that it is called Antashshitalata. Antashshitalata. Because Those realized people, their mind is shitala. Shitala means cool. Their inside is cool. That coolness just spreads to others. So, adveshta sarvabhutanam. We have to become like that. Maitraha. What is Maitraha? Friendly. Friendly to everybody. Karunaha. We have to be kind to everybody. Are we kind always? No. We are very selfish. Whatever if we are in a situation, always we will try to get whatever is convenient for us. And many times we will not show kindness or sacrifice towards others. Friendliness. Even here, you can see your behavior. You are staying with roommates. You are coming together, going together. Maybe you are having to share something. So these are very, very good examples whether we are like this. Nirmamaha. That is not having this feeling of possessiveness, nirahankaraha, egoism. All these things we have actually. We have to remove all this. Then sama dukkha sukha. In sukha and dukkha we have to be even. Even if dukkha is there, we should not be too depressed. If sukha comes, should not be too elated. Kshami. That is, we should be forgiving. Then santushtaha satatam. Just see, santushtaha satatam. These are words, for a devotee. If I want to become a devotee, what are we discussing actually? How to remain anchored. We need not have any theme. We want to be anchored. That's the thing. We want to feel the presence. To feel the presence, these qualities should be there. Santushtaha satatam. Suppose we are not contented, we are not satisfied, the mind will be always on the object which is making us agitated. It can be anything. It can be a very small thing or it can be a very big thing. It can be in the house, it can be in the office. It can be with near and dear ones or it can be with strangers even. So santushtaha satatam, that satatam word. Now, all these things, it's not that immediately we'll get it, but we must yearn for them. Yearn and have a faith. What? What is the faith? We must have Shraddha. What is the Shraddha? We can achieve. At least we can grow in the percentage that we get. We can achieve. Because the scripture is saying, it is promising us. Who is telling all this? Krishna is telling Arjuna. If Arjuna can get it within few hours, we can also get. So santushta satatam. This faith and shraddha for the scriptures, shastreshu, guru vakyeshu, shraddha. And whatever the guru is saying, he is only telling what is there in the shastra. Have shraddha for that. Santushta satatam yogi. So you have to be a yogi. That is integrated inside. Integrated means everything. Thought, speech, actions. In every way integrated. And then yatatma. The senses and mind well disciplined. Dridha nischayaha. A firm conviction. That firm conviction we lose. We'll resolve that we'll do this, we'll think like this, we'll not be hateful to others, we will be satisfied with whatever comes. Swamiji was telling that day, yadrichha lava santushta, the same thing. Yadrichha lava santushta, that is, whatever comes, you be satisfied with it. So in our day-to-day life, to practice all this, there are so many opportunities. We don't take them as opportunities. We get swayed away by the incidents. We do not take them as opportunities that God is giving us to do sadhana. So, for any seeker, any devotee, day-to-day life is such a platform where we can do sadhana beautifully. And then that is why sadhana becomes very interesting and adventurous. We must take the life as a place for sadhana. Not agree? Are you agreeing? So, Mayi arpita mano buddhi yo mad bhaktaha same priyaha. And your mind and buddhi should be in me, anchored in me. Mind and buddhi. Mind and buddhi. See, how to remain anchored? To remain anchored means what? With mind and buddhi, we want to understand what it is to be remaining anchored. In what do we remain anchored? How do we remain anchored? What does it mean actually? What does it mean? So he says, Madbhaktaha same priyaha. So the mind and buddhi, that should constantly feel what? It should constantly feel that God alone is. That one sentence. That we are, the source of everything is God. Source of everything is God. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate. From me, everything has emerged. And also, mattaha sarvam pravartate. I only activate everything. To remember that, my dear children, do we remember? Do we remember? We don't remember. We are always thinking, I am doing. So much of I-ness comes forward. See, look at Dhruva. Dhruva's story you may be knowing. Dhruva wanted to sit on his father's lap. Then the stepmother, Suruchi, said that, no, you cannot. If you want to sit on my lap, you go and do penance and propitiate Lord Vishnu and get a boon that you get born in my womb as my child. Then only you will have the right to sit on your father's lap. Poor thing. He is also the son of the father, but the stepmother is behaving like this. Started crying. Cryingly ran 5-year-old child. Went to the mother. Mother, though she is a queen, she is kept in a very, very, very poor manner, not even in the palace, somewhere elsewhere. So the mother said, yes, what your stepmother has said is true. So you go and do penance. The mother is like this, sent the boy for doing tapasya. So he went. On the way he met Narada Muni. Narada Muni said that don't go, there is so much of difficulty. He did not listen. When he did not listen, in many ways Narada Muni tried to dissuade him. He did not listen, so Narada Muni said, okay, this is the mantra, you chant. So Dhruva was doing penance. So initially he was not taking food, then he stopped drinking water, then he stopped, initially he was taking only fruits and all that. Then he left fruits, left water, he was taking only leaves, that also he left. He was only taking air inside. He was standing on two legs, then he started standing on one leg. And then when his one leg will become painful, then he will change his leg. And meanwhile he's taken the whole breath inside. When he was doing tapasya like this, and when he was changing his feet, the whole world, it was shaking like this because of the power of his tapasya. So everybody went to Lord Vishnu that what is happening, please protect us. We are feeling stifled because Dhruva was taken his breath inside, so all creatures were stifled. So Lord Vishnu understood that a small child is doing tapasya for him. Dhruva was thinking, he was in his mind, he was meditating upon the form, beautiful form. And suddenly his eyes opened and he found the same form outside. God has come and given him darshan. So initially he was taken aback. Then he fell at the feet of the Lord. Then Lord lifted him up. Poor little boy. He wanted to chant something, do stuti. That is, you say something in praise. You feel so happy that you want to say something. We also, whenever we meet each other, we say something to each other. So he wants to say something, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know the language, nothing he knows. So but that yearning was making his lips and cheek quiver, it was doing like this. So Sri Vishnu, Mahavishnu understood. With the conch, he touched the cheek. And Prahlada started singing. What did he sing? Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shakti dharaswadhamna anyamscha hasta charana shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. What did he say? That you, the Lord, yo antapravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidharaha. Hey Akhila Shaktidharaha, you who is the Akhila Shaktidhara, you are most powerful in this whole world. You have entered my being, and by doing so, Sanjeevayati, you have enlivened my Vacham Imam Prasuptam, the dormant speech that I had. I was not getting any word or anything. By your entering me, that is making me conscious, by that my mouth has started uttering the words. Not only that, because you are inside, anyamscha hasta charana shravana tvagadin. My hands are moving, my legs are moving. Then shravana, that is I am hearing. And also I am able to feel the touch of everything. That is, my whole being has been enlivened by your presence. To that presence I do pranam. A small 5-year-old boy, he could have asked Lord Vishnu for so many things. He could have asked for toys, he could have asked for sweets, he could have asked for, and he has gone with a purpose to get the boon that he should be able to sit on the Father's lap. Even that he did not say. What did he first say? That you are the one who having entered my body, that is, you as my Atma, you are enlivening me. And that is why I am able to talk, I am able to think, I am able to do work, I am able to walk or even understand the touch of things. To you, my pranam. So, my arpita mano buddhi means to have this feeling, to get grounded in this feeling. Now we know only as a sentence. We love that sentence. We know that is the truth. And we feel that we should be able to understand and get established in that truth. We have not yet reached. But to be grounded in that and have a faith that this is the truth. Not ever forget it. In our lives, we'll forget it many times. Doesn't matter at all. But love it. Have that feeling that yes, one day it will be like this, that nobody will have to remind me. I will also not have to remember myself that these are the things I must remember. It will become my system. Just like, say, a mother gives birth to a child. Initially the mother will suddenly feel that, oh, I have become a mother now. I have become a mother now. After some time, always the child's thought will be there in the mind. Just like I was saying that we are a daughter or son of somebody, that we have a home, that we are from this city or that city. We don't have to remind ourselves. Similarly, God alone is, and everything including my body, my limbs, my senses, my life forces, my mind, my intelligence, my ego, everything is, the source is God. Sustains, who sustains? He. In whom do we dissolve? He. That feeling we must keep. And he says now, Ya mad bhaktaha same priyaha. That bhakta who lives like this is my dearest bhakta. So do we want to become a dear bhakta of God? We should become, no? We should not be such bhakta where we don't get marks. We should get the full marks. And each one can get full marks. If we next see, Yasmanno dvijate loko, lokanno dvijate chayah, harshamarsha bhayodvegaihi, mukto yassachame priyaha, yasmanno dvijate lokaha. That is, one by whom the world is not troubled. And lokanno dvijate chayah. And also, one is not troubled by the world. Whatever, let anything happen. We should be forgiving, excusing, forbearing, helping. That should be the kind of attitude. Harsha, amarsha, bhaya, udvega muktaihi. What is harsha? That is harsha, amarsha, delight and anger. All are there in all of us. We are delighted and we are angry. Then bhaya, fear, udvega, anxiety. We have to be mukta from all this. You know, it is a thought. Read this and it should give you so much of inspiration. And these are what? Human qualities, is it not? It's not something which we are very abstract. Human qualities. In our day-to-day life, so many times we ourselves feel that, oh, why did I say like this? Why did I speak like this? I have hurt somebody. And we want to be better. Similarly, we feel that we are too delighted. Sometimes we just lose ourselves in delight. Very, very simple things. And when you come back from that state, you will find that, oh, why did I waste so much time in this? Then fear, anxiety, all these are troubling us. We want to become free. All of us. We want to be free of this. And God is saying only this. Krishna is telling nothing very different from what we are. We all know that these are undesirable qualities. He is only saying that, if please be liberated from these, then you will become my very dear friend, bhakta. Then, anapekshaha shuchir dakshaha. Anapeksha means don't expect anything. Expectation and desire brings in all kinds of misery. Expectation. Expectation, as I say always, that expectation of very great things you leave aside. This expectation that I should be appreciated, I should be talked to in a very sweet manner or loving manner, nobody should criticize me, these expectations. People should feel that I am quite intelligent, I am quite skilled. People should not feel that I am a buddhu. So always there is, when we come in a group, we always feel that, oh, what will people think of me? What will people think of me? So that is why when people do the Pada Puja, I give them direction. So during Gurupoornima or Swamiji's birthday, two people will be doing Pada Pujas. I say, it is my own experience. I say that be absolutely free. You don't have to think whether you're doing the puja correctly. Let the puja be wrongly done. Doesn't matter. But be free. And don't think whether everybody is watching me. So, am I doing it nicely? What impression people are getting about me? Nothing. So, all expectations we should leave. And how will we leave? We have to detect our expectations, no? So that brings in the intelligence. Intelligence should be always at work to detect where we are expecting. Very small, subtle expectations. Subtle expectations. Shuchihi. Shuchihi is purity, purity of the mind, purity of the body. This purity word, purity, that purity, it actually, when we just say the word pavitra, amala, vimala, purity in English, as if we take bath internally and outwardly. That should be the feeling. And that feeling should be that from me let all kinds of mala, that is impurities, go away. Let it go away. Let it go away. Let me be able to remove them. That kind of a prayer, that kind of a feeling. Shuchihi dakshaha, that's this skill, efficiency. But we must be efficient. Efficient. Swamiji always says that you have to be effective, even in simple things. I'll give you an example. Like Swamiji say, we have to tell him that somebody is waiting for you, or this is a time that you have to do this. Suppose he is very much engrossed in his work, and we are telling, and then that time is up. And then later we say that you did not come, you got late. Then Swamiji will always say, if you are telling me to get up, stop my work and get up, you should do it in an effective manner. So, what is the effective manner? Swamiji, please get up. Swamiji, please get up. Suddenly he will say, look at you and may say that, keep quiet, I am doing this. Or he may say that, wait. So, we should be able to take a little anger or scolding also. Many times this happens that we do not want Swamiji to talk for a long time. So our brahmacharinis will come and say, so other day I was asking Nandita that why don't you go and tell Swamiji, he's extending the talk too much. She said that, no, yesterday I said, but yesterday Swamiji scolded me. So okay, go and get scolded. But you should be effective. So I'm taking this example. This being effective, I'll tell that story later on. Or maybe it is very interesting. Huh? Okay, I will tell. No, not now, later. You can write and give me. So, effectiveness. I was, I wanted to bring up a garden. There was no garden here, no flower here. One tree was there. And so after a few years, I think, I thought that it will be nice to make a garden. Now, at that time, so many years back, I think here people were so much given to coconut tree that even Swamiji, when I told that I want to make a garden, he was very surprised. And then there were gardeners for coconut trees, but there was no gardener otherwise. So initially I had to work very hard with my own hands, digging, bringing sand, then planting, watering. Then slowly it grew. So one day, and seeing my love for flowers and plants, many people, they used to bring plants for me. So there was one family very near. One day, Swamiji, they had a satsang in their house, so we all went along with Swamiji. They had some garden. So I was appreciating the flowers and all that. Next morning, in an auto rickshaw, they sent so many plants, Some have to be planted right then, and some were in pots. Now, I was free only after lunch, and maybe about 3 o'clock, after the tea was over. Those days tea was very, 2:30, 3 o'clock was the tea. Food was at 11 o'clock. So now I have to plant them, otherwise they will die. So I told Swamiji that is a time when manuring was going on. There is our coconut manuring. Yesterday I was telling that they will dig around the coconut trees and put cow dung and all that. So there were many people who were working. Our main person was Ramankuti and his helper was Vasu. So I told Swamiji that, Swamiji, please ask one of them to come and dig the pits. Because digging the pit, I felt that it will be very hard for me. 5, 6 pits were to be dug. So it's just in front. just in front of the reception. So Swamiji said, okay, I will tell Vasu to come. Then when after the tea, I took my instruments and I find no Vasu, nobody is there. So I came and told Swamiji was on the veranda. His table used to be on the veranda in such a manner that he could see who is coming and going from the gate. So I told Swamiji, no Vasu is there. So he kept on typing. He didn't say anything. So I waited for some time. No Vasu came. No Raman Kuti came. Then I went and started working myself. So you can understand. I was given to so much of hard work, but my love for plants were making me, and I wanted those plants to, saplings to, not die away. So all this I was dying. I had to go and get, sand from somewhere, then water from somewhere, like this. And every moment the mind was feeling very, a lot of emotions. That, see, Swamiji did not help me. He did not help me. So many people are working in the garden. At least one person could have come and helped me. So then afterwards, when I finished everything, and I remember I had a bucket in which my digging items were there. I was going just past Swamiji's table. Swamiji said, over. I burst. I said that you did not send anybody, how much I was tired, and see how much I'm not used to this kind of work. See how much I'm sweaty and all that. I don't know what all I told. Anyway, I had told whatever I wanted to say. Then Swamiji said, why did you not tell me? So I said, I told you. When? I said, I told you twice, thrice. Then he looked at me and said, your telling should be effective. You understand? And also he said, you cannot have this kind of an ego. This is ego. If you felt you really wanted help, you should have told me till you got a help. What is this? That you did not tell me in an effective manner, and at the same time, you are grumbling in your own mind. This is what we do. Every time in the family also. We'll be expecting something, he or she should help me, and then once or twice if the person doesn't help, then he will be grumbling inside. So he said, this is straightforwardness. You should have told me in an effective manner. Until I did not listen to you, you should have told me. And if it was so, then go and do your work. Why are you grumbling? That was a lesson for me. And that lesson, there are many such lessons, Those lessons that can be applied in anything and everything. So when I was reading this Santushta Satatam Yogi, then there also there is a story that that old building, initially when I started staying there, it was a veranda actually. Very small building it was. There was a veranda at the back. And that veranda was already enclosed with some wooden grills. And the ceiling was so low when my cot was kept there. So if I lay on the cot, I could touch the ceiling. And that too, the ceiling was made of asbestos. So there was always a talk that the ceiling has to be raised up. But we were not getting proper time. The temple work was going on, and Swamiji thought that until the temple work, what he was doing, that is renovating the temple to a particular point, and Navikarana was not done, he will not do anything in the ashram. So in the temple, Navikarana took place. That was in 1995. Navikarana took place. Then Swamiji said, now we will do this. Meanwhile, he has got, always our masons will be working and carpenters used to work. So he had made some slabs, big slabs and beams. So his idea was to have prefabricated beams and slabs and then put them up. So anyway, one day the work started. The work was going on. It was going on. Not much time was there. It was rainy season just before Gurupoornima. We have to finish it also. Then the ceiling was lifted up. Now that veranda had a grill. There was no shutter. So I've lived there without any window, only grills. So from there, rain used to come on my bed. Then definitely dust used to come. Rain, of course, it's a rainy place. And what would come is that the hill was just, suppose this is my window and the hill is here. So from the hill, grass would come and enter through so we used to feel a little afraid also. Anybody coming into my room would say that, are you not afraid? But what could be done? So now this suddenly, when everything is over, suddenly it struck me. We should have made some windows. Now we can make some windows, but now most of the work is done. But still, I told Swamiji, please come here. Please, can we make some windows here? So Swamiji just looked at me like this and this. What will you do with windows? He said. So I felt very shrunk actually, because I was up, as you have got a great idea now. So what will you do with windows? Then I said, why Swamiji, we can close it when it rains, and then these grasses are all coming inside. Then Swamiji looked at me. I think you have become non-austere. He said this. And I felt why did I tell? Yes. And you know what I felt? Yes, true. When I came, I left my home and everything. I came. I wanted only self-realization. Why is it that I'm looking for some windows and shutters? That kind of a feeling came. But Swamiji is like this. Once you have told him, he might be telling we are non-austere. Very next day he called the carpenter and the mason and got it broken, and he put, and then what kind of window you want, he is very, very supportive that way. So, santushta satatam yogi. So, in our life, a yearning should be there, that we become santushta. And in many places we'll find that we are slipping from there. But the yearning, the lakshya should be there always. So, anapekshaha, shuchihi, dakshaha, udasino, that is indifferent. Be impartial, indifferent. Sometimes in some situations we have to be very indifferent. We need not put our mind and get into everything, and whatever is not conducive for our sadhana, our devotion, simply allow it to go. Gatavyathaha, that is free from strong afflictions, and sarvarambha parityagi, who keeps away from all sense of doership. The doership, whatever we do, that feeling that I am doing, that should go from the mind. Then I am doing it very fast. Yo na drishyati na dveshti na shochiti na kangshati. One who does not get elated, one who does not resent, one who does not grieve, and kangshati is desire. Shubha shubha parityagi. Whether it is shubha and ashubha, that is good or bad, you embrace everything, whatever comes, it is God's gift. One who feels like that bhakta is my priya, I like. Then the rest of it is mostly, samatva. Samaha shatraucha mitre, that you have a equal attitude towards your friend and enemy. Then towards honor and dishonor, manapamanayoho, shitoshnaha, sukha dukkheshu, that is in cold and heat, and sukha and dukkha, you should be equal. And sangha vivarjitaha, it is not, do not have delusional clinging. See, these are, I'm just going through it. It's so, so many lectures can be given. Sangha vivarjitaha. Always we are having this sangha, delusional clinging. And I think for any devotee, any seeker, our prayer should be that our intelligence should become sharp so that we can understand where we are getting deluded, where we are getting stuck, where we are having clinging, attachment. And because of that, we are suffering. The cause of suffering we have to find out. We have to find out. If you keep on introspecting and looking into yourself inside and see, always assess and analyze your own behaviors, talks, thoughts, everything, you will find that the mind will have that capability to understand any kind of movement which goes on in the mind. Any kind, good, bad, will be able to understand. And then throwing it off is very easy. Then tulya nindastuti, praise and criticism, one should be same. Then mauni, not talk too much. That is another thing. Talking. We are always talking. Talking and talking. So Bhagavatam says that anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva seva katha rasamaho nitaram pibatvam. Anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. Others, dosha, that is defects, and guna, and good qualities. Don't talk of both. So when we talk about somebody whom we like, has done something very good, we'll be elated. And talking about that only, whoever comes. And if it is you don't like somebody, their defects. Constantly telling. Even if you don't talk, it will be in the mind. And going on and on. So, anyasya, anya means others, dosha, guna, chintanam, ashu muktva. Chintanam means thinking. So, others' defects and guna, that is whatever they have done well. You don't think of that. Ashu means immediately. Muktva means removing, getting, you reject it. What should you do then? Seva katha rasamaho nitaram pibatvam. Piba means drink. Instead of spending your time talking over what one has done good or what one has done bad, you talk about the devotees, their qualities, the true devotees, their qualities. Discuss that. And that rasa, those will be nectarine, because the true devotees will be having all these qualities. So some incidents which you have seen or heard or read, discuss that and drink that nectar. By drinking, what will happen? Your mind will be purified. So, tulya ninda stutir mauni santushta yena kainachit. Again santushta, see, santushta twice. In whichever manner, be santushta, be satisfied. Whichever manner. Then, aniketaha, sthiramatihi, bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Aniketaha, that consider that you don't have any fixed residence. We get attached. Attached to not only our, what we call our belongings. Say from the body to whatever qualifications, whatever property, whatever possessions we have, our house, family, children, everything. Not only that, we get attached to our ideas, our way of thinking, what we consider the best. All kinds of jagras and quarrels and difference of opinion comes only when we are not able to accept others' views also. So, santushta yena kenachit, you have to be santushtaha in whichever manner you can. Aniketaha, aniketa is don't consider even your house to be yours. That is, always understand that nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Any time we should always feel that we are sitting in the railway platform. Any time the train will come, we will get up and go. That should be our attitude. And sthiramatihi, bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Sthiramatihi, that mind should be very stable. So these are, actually, these are for seekers and devotees. These are to be imbibed, practiced and imbibed. The concepts are there. The concept is what? We have to be anchored in divine. That is a concept. We can attain it. But to go there, the mind has to become very restful. The mind cannot be agitated, disturbed, at the same time feel God. To feel God, the mind has to be completely still. How will the mind be still? Mind is not still. Mind is agitated. Mind is disturbed, affected because of expectations, desires, because of all these things. We are never satisfied. We are always lacking in many things. We are getting troubled by others, disturbed by others, irritated by others. So these are the qualities which should be simultaneously we should be practicing. So now, all these are, what is a bhakta? What is a true bhakta? I did not think I'll take it, so the time has gone. Anyway, I think it is good reminding, there is no harm in getting reminded and doing the same thing over and over again, because we tend to forget. The world is such, the world just overpowers. Just overpowers. So it is always good that we are reminded that these are the good things. You can't do it. Please do it like that. So, what it says, why we should be hearing all these things, It says, Mrisha girasta hyasati rasatkatha na kathyate yad bhagavan adhokshajaha tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam tadeva shokarnava shoshanam rinam yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate mrishagirasta hyasati rasatkatha. That beautiful. I am feeling beautiful. I think you will also feel beautiful. What is it? See? It says, what are we doing? From morning you are hearing. You have heard from Prabhat Rashmi. You heard Nutan Swamiji. I have taken this class. Swamiji will again tell you something. What are we hearing? We are hearing about the soul. We are hearing about God. And it says, Shravana Mangalam. It is auspicious to hear. Kalmashapaham. It will take away all the sin. It says that when we hear, what happens through the ear, it enters us. And it creates Shraddha, Ratihi, Bhaktihi. In this kram, that is, one after another. Shraddha in this. Just think of yourselves. We will hear once, then we like it. Then we feel that let us go and hear again. Then we start hearing again. Then we start going again and again. So then we find that other things we are not liking. Our mind is only wanting to go and hear. So Shraddha, first the Shraddha is created, then Ratihi, that liking has been created, and then Bhakti. What is Bhakti? This one-pointedness. It may not be 100%, but definitely quite a big percent. That is why one is feeling like hearing. So what are we hearing? We are hearing about God or Brahman. So this says, Mrisha girasta hyasati rasatkatha. Those words that do not discuss the Lord. The Lord, who is the Lord? His name is Adhokshaja. We saw the name Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja alambham. Who is beyond the senses. Adhokshaja means who is beyond the senses. That is, we are slave of our senses mostly, but Adhokshaja, he is not. He is unaffected by that. So it says, such words, Taha asatkatha mrisha asatihi. They are mrisha. Mrisha means false. And they are also untrue. What are untrue? The words which do not contain anything to discuss about the Lord. We have the scriptures about Brahman, about God. That is such words. From where did I come here? Anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. You see, you sit in a circle and we say that you will not be able to talk about others. After 1 minute you will keep quiet. All of you. Because that is what we do. Constantly we are talking about others. So it says, these slokas are saying, those words which do not discuss about the Lord, they are false and untrue. They are misha and asatihi. And those words which reveal the glory of the Lord, yat bhagavad gunodayam. Bhagavad means Bhagavan. Bhagavan's guna. Those words which reveal God's glory, the Lord's glory, tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam. You understand? Tadeva satyam. Those are the truth. That is the truth. Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam. And not only that, that verily is auspicious. Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam. Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam. And that is punyam, that is holy, and it is also bhagavad gunodayam. That bhagavad gunodayam is words which are talking about Lord's glory. That is satyam, tadeva satyam, taduhaiva mangalam, tadeva punyam. That is, it is satya, it is mangala, and it is punya. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam, tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam, tadeva shokarnava shoshanam rinam, yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam, tadeva ramyam. Tadeva ramyam is, that alone is beautiful. Ruchiram, which is very tasty, and beautiful and tasty, navam navam, newly. Every time when you hear, it gives a newness to you. It is not old. That is why we come again and again to hear. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam, tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam. And tadeva, that alone, shashvat manasaha mahotsavam. That is manasaha, shashvat mahotsavam. Mahotsava, utsava you understand, festivity. Mahotsava, a big festivity. What kind of such festivity? Shashvat. Shashvat means eternal. Eternal. All our festivals come and go, right? All our festivals come and go. Now, so after some time, say after some time here Onam will come, and then Deepavali will come, Navaratri will come, Durga Puja will come in Bengal. So all our festivals will come and go. And after it is over, we will be waiting again for it to come. So, this is what? Fleeting and transitory, utsava. We are always looking forward to it, expecting it, and that. Here, what is it? When we hear about Him, the words that we hear about Him, it is shashvata, eternal, eternal. And not only eternal, it is very beautiful, and it gives us newer and newer joy. Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam rinam. And it is if all the grief, whatever grief we have, whatever difficulties we have, arnavam is ocean, all the ocean of misery that we have, small, big, medium, whatever we have, shoshanam, it dries up. These words dries up. For men, all this is Yad uttama shloka yasho nugiyate. When we sing the glories and excellences of the Lord, then these things happen. It dries up the ocean of misery and it keeps the mind always festive, in festive mood. And what is that festive? Festivity, eternal festivity. So, anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. So always think what we are talking, how much we are talking. Are we just wasting time? Some things have to be talked definitely. To live in this life, we have to talk to each other to understand how we will live. First, to go in the office and do our work, we have to definitely discuss, have meetings and everything. But also see, applying your intelligence and mind, introspecting what all talks are absolutely not necessary, and fill those with these kind of talks. Mrisha girasta hyasatira satkatha. Say. Nakatyate yad. Nakatyate yad bhagavan adhokshajaha.
Nakatyate yad bhagavan adhokshajaha.
Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam.
Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam.
Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam.
Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam.
Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam.
Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam.
Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam.
Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam.
Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam.
Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam.
Yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate.
Yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate.
I will chant it together once, huh? All of us together. Mrisha girasta hyasatira satkatha. Nakatyate yad bhagavan adhokshajaha. Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam. Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Tadeva
Sashvan manaso mahotsavam.
Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam. Yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate. You all are chanting very well. Very well. Is it a good shloka? Very nice. Okay. So yesterday I kept the questions here so I could see them. Today I've kept it here so I didn't see them. So I went talking. Actually, to speak about all these 7 days, 6 days are not enough. And so, and with me it happens, when I start talking about some shlokas, shlokas which has helped me in my sadhana, to tell about that, there is a joy. And there are such good shlokas, very selected ones, which helps in the sadhana. So the mind feels that, tell this also, tell that also. Anyway, I hope that all this will be very helpful for all of you. And we should be, one thing, have the yearning and have the aim, and with lot of love for the aim. That love for the aim should be generated. Then everything will happen. It may take, for some it may take some time, for some it will take a little more time. But while proceeding towards the goal, I think always there will be joy, joy, joy and delight. Tomorrow we meet again. Sampurnam Jagadeva Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samasta Vari Nivaha Punyas Samasta Kriyaha Vachah Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya vastu vishaya drishti parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya vastu vishaya drishti parabrahmani. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.